Hello friends, this is Dr. Ashwani, Assistant Professor in the Department of Botany, Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Viswavidyalaya Sagar, MP. Today I am going to cover one of the interesting topic of evolutionary biology, the phylogenomics. I start this topic with the famous quote of Dobzhansky, "Nothing in biology makes sense except in the light of evolution." I will cover this topic under following headings like historical background, definition, significance and application of phylogenomics, and how to construct phylogenetic tree by pen and pencil and also by using phylogenetic software. Let us start with some historical background. In earlier time, Aristotle classified animals and he found that dolphins don't belong to the fish but to the mammals. Later on, Carolus Linnaeus introduced the binomial system of nomenclature for naming the species. Almost 100 years later, 1859, Darwin published his major work on evolution in the book Origin of Species by Natural Selection. After that, there was more and more interest in classifying organisms by incorporating the evolutionary history, including the genetic relationship of the organism. If you see the figure 1, it displayed the phylogenetic tree as one of the first detailed tree by Ernst Haeckel. In this tree, if you see that the present man is connected with the primitive organism by evolutionary line. In 1930s, Zimmermann and Hennings proposed some objective measure for reconstructing evolutionary history based upon some shared attributes of fossil organisms. They worked on cladistics, the systematic classification of organisms. Traditionally, the field of cladistics was based on evidence from morphology, anatomy, behavior, physiology and geography. But this field experienced a great revolution by the introduction of Sanger sequencing. Later on, Zucker, Kendall and Pauling were the first to use molecular sequences as an indicator of phylogeny. If we see the definition, the field of evolutionary biology is highly revolutionized by the origin of phylogenomics, and this field resolved many issues that were infeasible to attempt before. Phylogenomics term derived from philo plus genomics, which is intersection of genomics and evolution. Now question is, what is phylogenomics? What are the principles behind it and how it can be significant in establishing evolutionary relationship by using characters? Actually, phylogenomics is the study of evolutionary relationship among different taxa. Different taxa means species, individual and genes. Eisen defined the phylogenomics as the process whereby function of uncharacterized genes are predicted by their phylogenetic position relative to characterized gene. The basic idea of preparing phylogenetic tree is to compare specific characters of the species which may be morphological or genetical, under the natural assumption that similar species are genetically close. Carl Woese in 1990 proposed the third kingdom of life, Archaea, on the basis of 16S rRNA gene sequencing. These genes are highly conserved in nature. If you see figure 2, which depicts evolutionary history of life, you can see three kingdoms of life: prokaryotes, eukaryotes and archaea, on the basis of certain differences. Now let us move to a topic, significance of phylogenomics. Study of phylogenomics is important to answer the following question: what are the evolutionary link between different species, individual and gene of interest? How do sequence evolve? And can we better describe process of sequence evolution with the help of mathematical model? If we see that today almost all the evolutionary relationships are inferred from molecular sequence data, because DNA is the inherited material, we can now easily, quickly and inexpensively extract DNA from different organisms and reliably sequence the genetic material in less time. Most importantly, molecular sequences are highly precise and specific. Phylogenetic analysis increase our understanding about the evolution of genes, genomes and species and enable us to predict how they will change in the future. This is not only of fundamental importance but also extremely useful for numerous applications as shown in figure 3. If you see that phylogenomics can be used for classifying the organisms, pathogen identification, and in bioinformatics, we can use this field in forensics and also for answering important biological questions such as virus disease spread, migration pattern of different species and many more tasks. Almost all fields of science are using the application of phylogenomics nowadays. In this topic, I am going to discuss phylogeny and some basic concept behind the phylogenetic tree. A phylogeny is represented in the form of a tree diagram and it provides the explanation of how these sequences organism evolved and their genealogical relationship. A phylogenetic tree is based on the assumption that present day organisms have evolved from common ancestor. In rare cases where it is not possible to obtain genetic material, like in case of fossil samples where organisms are fossilized and we cannot obtain any living cell from them, morphological parameters can be used to infer evolutionary relationship. However, this approach is less reliable as compared to the molecular data, because we know that sometimes some morphological characters can arise from multiple independent evolutionary lineages. The field of phylogenomics has evolved rapidly due to expansion of next generation sequencing technologies, availability of bioinformatics package and decreasing cost per basis has increased the pace of this research. Nowadays, phylogenomics has been applied in almost every field of life science. Phylogenomics includes 4 major areas. Number 1, prediction of gene function. Number 2, establishment and clarification of evolutionary relationship. Number 3, how gene family evolved. And number 4, prediction and retracing lateral gene transfer. Fundamentally, phylogenomics are divided into 2 groups: classical phylogenetics and modern phylogenetics. In classical phylogenetics is entirely based on physical or morphological feature like size, color, number of legs and other morphological features which we can see by our naked eyes. But in case of modern phylogeny, it is entirely based on genetic material, mainly DNA and protein sequences. As we know that DNA is inherited from parents to offspring. So we can use this DNA or protein site for establishing relationship between species, and this can be unraveled from well-conserved block in the alignment of several sequences, one from each examined species. If you see figure 4, we show that one sequence is changed at some nucleotide position in different organism. If you see that they have some conserved block which is similar from parents, so we can align this sequence and establish an evolutionary tree on the basis of that. Now I am going to deal with basic fundamental aspect of phylogenetic tree, which will help you to read this phylogenetic tree. However, these trees look very complex for layman person, but if you attend this next topic, you will be very clear about these concepts. This phylogenetic tree is composed of nodes and branches. One branch can connect any 2 adjacent nodes. These nodes represent the taxonomic units. These taxonomic units generally are a species, gene or individual. These trees can take several forms. They can be rooted or unrooted. In a rooted tree, where one node is stipulated to be the root and thus the direction of ancestor relationship is determined. In unrooted trees, it shows how close the species are and has no predetermined root and therefore induce no hierarchy. If you see figure 5 and figure 6, figure 5 represent rooted tree where you can see the root which is the base and other organisms are evolved from this root. But in case of unrooted trees, figure 6, you can see that there is no root and all organisms are arranged on the basis of close and distant relationship. There are 2 types of data used for building phylogenetic tree. We can use character based or distance based. In character based trees, we examine each character separately. What is this character? A base in a specific position in a DNA sequence or amino acid in a protein. While in case of distance based tree, the input is a matrix of distances between the species. The alignment score between them is required to align the different species in a phylogenetic tree. If you see the tree component, there are some terminology associated with it: topology, branching pattern of a tree; root, place on the tree from which everything evolves; external nodes, leaves, taxonomic units; internal branches between 2 nodes, external branch between a node and a leaf. While in case of horizontal branch, it is proportional to the evolutionary distances between sequences and their ancestor. For establishing these trees, we have to calculate the degree of divergence. Now question is, how the degree of divergence is calculated? The simple answer is, if 2 sequences of length n differ from each other at n site, then their degree of divergence may be calculated by following formula: n upon n into 100%. For example, when 2 sequences AAGAATTC and AAGAGTT found in two organisms are very similar. We assume that they have originated from common ancestor. On the basis of sequence alignment, we can draw conclusion that which position are conserved from the ancestral sequences. In phylogenetic tree, branching diagram showing relationship between species based on their shared common ancestor. As shown in figure 7, A and B are most closely related because they share a common ancestor E that D and C don't share. In similar way, A plus B plus C are most closely related to each other than to D because they share a common ancestor F that D does not share. Here I am giving you one of the interesting examples that use phylogenetics in order to trace the origins of the human population on earth. Many researchers investigated the mitochondrial DNA of 182 people all over the earth. They use mitochondrial DNA because it is good for phylogenetic research since as it is uniparental. In this analysis, results showed that all humans have a common female ancestor who lived in Africa. In second example, if you see figure 8, phylogeny in a nutshell, this tree represents life began more than 3 billion years ago and life persists to the present. In this tree, sign A shows the most recent common ancestor of the bird and jellyfish. In this, X represents the portion of history the bird and the jellyfish share. Their lineages were one during that time. B, the most recent common ancestor of the bird, jellyfish and fern. Y shows the portion of history the bird, jellyfish and fern share. The bird and jellyfish share a more recent common ancestor A that either does with fern not share. Therefore, they are more closely related to each other as compared to the fern. Now, in next topic, I am going to discuss about the gene tree and species tree. Traditionally, the preparation of phylogenetic tree is to represent the evolutionary relationship between species. But in modern time, the phylogenetic tree is prepared by the alignment of homologous gene sequences. The phylogeny of the species can be transferred from the gene tree if the genes are orthologous. In figure 10, consider the evolution of alpha hemoglobins in human, chimp and rat. If you see that how gene tree is converted into a species tree. A species may exchange hereditary information by gene transfer. However, this type of event mainly occur in prokaryotes, which is called horizontal gene transfer. Consider that beta subtilis strain recently obtained the gene encoding glycosyl hydrolase from an E. coli strain. The gene tree and the species tree are dissimilar, and it is not possible to understand the species phylogeny based on the gene tree for glycosyl hydrolase. Now, I am going to discuss how to construct a phylogenetic tree by taking pen and paper. Nowadays, it is very easy to determine the DNA sequence with the help of sequencer, but these sequences, suppose CG, CT, 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 C, tell us very little about many things. For example, ultimately, we need to know what does those sequences mean. Second question is, does this DNA sequence encode proteins? Which proteins are encoded by these sequences? And most importantly, what effect on protein structure will take place by small change in this sequence? What function does that protein have in the cell? And how these sequences are useful in determining our evolutionary history? These and other important biological questions can be tackled with bioinformatics, essentially by comparing DNA or protein sequences. For example, by comparing newly discovered sequences with sequence for which we already have lot of information, or comparing similar sequence in different species. Bioinformatics, of course, normally done with the aid of powerful computer. However, it is all too easy to let a computer do all the work without understanding the underlying principle involved. Think about how you would classify diverse animals. Traditionally, physical difference between organisms were used to deduce evolutionary relationship between them. For example, whether an organism has a backbone or if it has wing. If these organisms are flight or non-flight, they may be aquatic, land or in air. This may cause several problems. However, for example, Birds, bats and insects all have wings. But do you think, are they closely related? How do you measure how recently the organism diverged from a common ancestor? We know from DNA sequencing studies that DNA mutations occur randomly at very slow rate and are passed from parents to offsprings. Thus, if you assume that all organisms have a common ancestor, you can use the difference in homologous sequence to measure how long it has been since the organism diverged. In other words, the longer the time since two species diverge from a common ancestor, the more different their DNA sequence will be. Let us take one example to explain how to construct a phylogenetic tree by comparing 5 primate sequences. Now, constructing a phylogenetic tree of primates. In this activity, we will construct a phylogenetic tree using 5 homologous DNA sequences from primates. In this, we can count the number of differences between each pair of sequences and record it in table 4. This is easy to do if you compare each sequence side by side. For example, Neanderthal and human differ at 3 nucleotides in this sequence, whereas chimpanzee and gorilla differ at 11 points. Table 2 and 3. The number of nucleotide differences between two sequences divided by the total number of nucleotide in each sequence. In this case, it is 46, gives the proportional distance between the two sequences. Outline of major common stages in many phylogenetic analysis. We have to start with a question. In next, we have to identify a model and set parameters that could answer our question. We have to collect DNA sequences, identifying the orthologous sequences. After that, we have to align these sequences and estimate tree and other parameters given the data and model. We have to estimate the error associated with the tree, and finally, we have to see does it answer our question. In this topic, I am going to discuss about some phylogenetic softwares. Phylogenetic analysis become a standard part of the biological toolbox, an essential part in the characterization of gene and protein sequence. Presently, there are many softwares are available which are affordable and freely available, such as continuously evolving PhyLib package, Phylogeny Inference Package Toolbox, or easy to use MEGA, which means Molecular Evolutionary Genetic Analysis Package, POP, Phylogenetic Analysis using Parsimony, and even user-friendly web-based tool represented by the phylogeny.fr. By using this software, any layman can prepare the evolutionary tree without much knowledge of heavy computational tool and bioinformatics software. Now, I am going to discuss about one of the commonly used package, PhyLib. It is a comprehensive collection of software tools that implement various algorithms for the creation of phylogenetic tree. This software is based on most prominent algorithms are UPGMA, which means unweighted pair group method with arithmetic means. If you see, these algorithms use simple clustering method that assumes a constant rate of evolution. It needs a distance matrix of the analyzed taxa that can be calculated from multiple alignment. In second algorithms, neighbor joining method. In this method use bottom-up method that also needs a distance matrix. Although NJ is a heuristic approach that does not guarantee to find the perfect result, but under normal conditions has a very high probability to do so. It is a very good computational efficiency, making it well suited for large data sets. Third algorithm is maximum parsimony. This method tries to create a phylogeny that requires the least evolutionary change, but it suffers from long branch attractions. In last method, maximum likelihood, it uses a statistical approach to infer a phylogenetic tree. ML is well suited for the analysis of distantly related sequences, but is computationally expensive and thus not that well suited for larger input data. While phylogenetic tree calculated from large sets of orthologous genes are quite reliable, trees generated from a smaller sample may need some further confirmation. In such case, the use of an outgroup and bootstrapping support can be useful. Here I am giving you some software program which we can use for building phylogenetic tree. These are freely available. Anyone can use by a small knowledge about these softwares like PhyLib, TreeView, TreeMap, PhyloTool, NimbleTree, Phylogen, Beast, Tree Explorer, TreeMe, DNA Tree, NJPlot, MEGA, which is highly used by researchers, and RDP. These all are having graphical user interface. Now, I am very sure you have understood the basic concept of phylogeny, how to construct phylogenetic tree, and how to read this tree, and how to calculate the distance between the new groups evolved from common ancestor, and how to build this tree by using simple pen and paper and by the help of software programs which are available freely on internet without having the knowledge of computational tool and bioinformatics software. Now I am very sure you have understood the basic concept of phylogeny, how to construct phylogenetic tree, what are the significance of this tree, and now you will be able to produce this tree by using simple pen and pencil and also by the use of softwares. Thank you very much, friends.